Hello students, good morning. So, let us discuss the one of the important phylum of non-chordata. So, that is phylum Hemichordata. So, phylum Hemichordata. So, actually the Hemichordata was earlier studied under the phylum that is Chordata as a subphylum. So, previous in before the classification, so that was studied under the phylum Chordata. Phylum Chordata is divided into subphyla. So, in that the first one subphylum Hemichordata here, subphylum Hemichordata. So, next subphylum Urochordata, subphylum Cephalochordata, subphylum Vertebrata. So, there are 4 subphyla under Chordata. So, including this one, that is Hemichordata. At present we are discussing that is in under non-chordates, right. So, that is under non-chordate. So, see the non-chordata, already we come across non-chordate. See this non-chordata, already we discussed about 9 phyla, right, from Porifera to Echinodermata, right, from Porifera to Echinodermata. So, we discussed about 9 phyla, and here last phylum, that is Hemichordata, which is also comes under non-chordata, you remember, right. So, previously it was studied under phylum Chordata as a subphylum, as a Hemichordata was also the subphylum of this phylum, that is the Chordata, right. So, but now we are discussing under non-chordata, that is phylum Hemichordata, as a phylum Hemichordata, right. So, examples Balanoglossus and Sacoglossus. There are 2 examples we observed. So, that is Balanoglossus and Sacoglossus. Sacoglossus, right, Sacoglossus. Balanoglossus and Sacoglossus are the 2 examples what we have taken here. So, very few members are here, and this Hemichordata, especially the Balanoglossus. So, that is the link between Echinodermata and Chordata. So, this whole Hemichordata shows that the intermediate features of both Echinodermata as well as, right, Chordata, right. So, hence we call it as a Hemichordata, and the Balanoglossus shows that the characters of non-chordates and chordates. Chordates and non-chordate features are shown by this Balanoglossus. So, that is why this is the link between this Balanoglossus is a link between the non-chordates and chordates. So, that was also referred, right. Next, let us study the general features of this what we call the Hemichordata. So, first one, they are worm like, the body is worm like, right. So, they are elongated and cylindrical body is present, they are referred as worm like, and they are marine, right. So, they are worm like and they are marine forms, marine, aquatic, right. So, they are exclusively marine, referred as aquatic, right, aquatic. So, that is referred as marine. Next one, the organ system level of organization, they have developed the organ system of organization, organ system level, right. So, this is important here, organ system level of organization, right. Next one, they shows the members belongs to Hemichordata are showing that bilateral symmetry, they are showing bilateral symmetry, bilaterally symmetrical body is present, and they are referred as triploblastic animals, because they are formed by 3 germ layers, as you know already. So, next one, they are called coelomates. See, true coelomates, their coelom is completely developed here, coelomates, true coelomates we can say. Next one, the body is cylindrical, and it is consist of, or it is composed of an anterior proboscis, very important structure it is, proboscis. So, next that proboscis, body is divisible into proboscis, that is anterior part. Next to that There is a collar shaped structure, collar we called. Next, collar means here neck region, but it is not referred as neck here. So, that is a collar like structure. So, hence it is referred as a collar, and next a long trunk will be present. So, when you observe the diagram of this one, I will take it this one Balanoglossus. So, here there is a proboscis is present like this, proboscis. This is what referred as proboscis, right. So, next to that there is a presence of the collar like structure, collar shaped structure, and next to that elongated trunk, So, in this way there is a structure, right. And there is a presence of here So, in this way the structure will be there. These are the parts we can remember. This is the anterior portion, we call it as proboscis, and this is what we call collar, and this is the trunk. Yes, this is called the trunk, right. This region is elongated long trunk, which has different parts like tracheogenital regions and hepatic regions. This is hepatic regions. This is what the remaining posterior part ends with the anus, right. So, in this way there is a elongated worm like structures. These are worm like, and body is said to be cylindrical, and it is consists of an anterior proboscis, right, proboscis. So, that is involved in even excretion process also, even it is there in the front region. So, at the we refer it as proboscis, means it is the extended part of the anterior region, like nose or snout. In other higher animals we call it snout. So, in mammals we call it as snout. So, even in case of arthropod also some insects have proboscis. So, extended part of the above the mouth region. So, that is called proboscis, which has a specific glands which are involved in excretion also, right. So, let us remember this one, which is a very important feature of this phylum, that is Hemichordata, that is presence of proboscis, next collar and a trunk. So, long trunk, remaining body part is called trunk. So, that is what the abdominal region we can say. So, this is the remaining elongated one, right. So, next circulatory system, about circulatory system, which is open type here again. So, usually in chordates we observe that closed circulatory system, but here open type of circulatory system. And next respiration by gills. So, this is also important, one of the feature, respiration is conducted by, that is gills, right. So, or even sometimes body surface, through the body surface, respiration through either by gills or by body surface. Next the excretory organs. So, as I explained, the proboscis. So, proboscis has specific glands, proboscis glands we call. So, that glands are also called glomerulus glands, right. So, such glomerulus glands which are present in the proboscis glands are present in this region, that is proboscis. So, hence the proboscis glands we call, they are involved in this excretion, what you call excretion, removal of nitrogen's waste. So, that is into the water, right. Next sexes are separate here, sexes are separate. So, means here the male and female are different, right. Next fertilization. So, when you take this one of the character, that is external, fertilization is external, which is takes place in the water medium, hence we call it as a external fertilization, as you know. Next the development is indirect, indirect means the directly it will not form, that eggs are hatched or the fertilized eggs are not hatched directly into young ones. There is a presence of intermediate stage, that is what we call larval stage. So, that larvae are called tornaria. So, what we call larval stage are called tornaria. Tornaria larvae are present here in the Hemichordata. So, these larvae are developed into a worm like structures. So, they are referred as adults, right. So, this is about the Hemichordata. You remember these two examples, one is Balanoglossus and another one is Saccoglossus. So, these are the expressly this balanoglossus may be asked for 1 marks. So, which is the 1 marks question, which is the link between the non-chordates and chordates, which is the example which links the means here due to absence of what you call notochord is absent here, right. So, the yes, the due to absence of notochord, very important one is notochord. Notochord is absent in these cases. So, hence this was removed from the as a subphylum Hemichordata of the phylum Chordata. So, under phylum Chordata it was also subphylum Hemichordata. So, totally there is a absence of notochord. So, that is why we refer it as Hemichordata, and some features of chordata like presence of gills, right. So, that is what it is referred as Hemichordata. Both features we observed here. So, you remember these points, especially this one of the intermediate phylum between the chordates and non-chordates we can say. So, that is the 10th phylum of non-chordates, right, non-chordates. So, you remember these features with these examples, right. So, in the next let us we discuss the about phylum Chordata and their subphyla. So, subphyla are here 3, that is Urochordata and Cephalochordata. Next one is Vertebrata. So, you remember this very important one, Vertebrata, more commonly we call invertebrates and vertebrates. So, even non-chordata are referred as invertebrates. So, so here the vertebrates, all vertebrates are referred as chordates, all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not considered as all chordates are not referred as vertebrata, because so here Urochordata and Cephalochordata are there. So, Urochordata and Cephalochordata also called protochordata, primitive characters we observed. So, let us we discuss the now subphylum Urochordata and subphylum Cephalochordata, and next subphylum is Vertebrata in the next video. Thank you, students.